Hi, Val Rainbow from Mandala Arts back again. Okay, so I've got right to the end of my cutting now on the t-shirt yarn. I'm on my last little bit. I'm just cutting up to the armpit on the one side, and I can't get any more out of it, so I'm just going to cut to a little tail on the end, as you can see. And I have loads of t-shirt yarn on the floor, as you can see. So now you can prepare your t-shirt yarn. Now, as I mentioned before, because there are joins where the seams are, which obviously you won't get if it's a tube t-shirt, you just have to be a little bit careful. So when you're preparing it, so you can see here we just have a strip. So what I'm going to do is gently, I'm going to hold that seam just in case, and just gently give it a little tug. And look at that, it rolls in on itself. Isn't that amazing? So look at the difference between the strip and the rolled t-shirt. So now I'm going to do that all the way along, just gently pulling and just holding those seams in if you're worried about them. And I just keep on going and going and going, all the way through to the end of my yarn. And of course when I've finished, I can just roll it into a ball. So that is your really easy t-shirt yarn. But if, like me, you want to try and use every single scrap of your t-shirt, then we can cut it a bit further, because we've got a little bit left. Now, as you can probably see, I've just got the top of the t-shirt left. So I've cut it up to the armpit level, and I've just got this little bit on the top. So you can use what's left. So what I'm going to do now is show you a little bit about how I use those extra little scraps. They're really useful. If you start a project, it always takes more than you think it's going to. So if you save the sleeves and that little section at the top that I've just shown you, you'll be really glad of it when you come to the end of your project and need a little bit extra just to finish it off. So I'm going to cut. I've got the sleeves here. I'm just going to cut down from the shoulders to create a sort of oblong. Okay, I'm going to cut this side as well, straight down. Now the back is likely to be a bit higher than the front. Keep those sleeves, don't get rid of them. So if you want to, you can cut them separately, but I'm going to cut them as one piece, folded in half. I'm just going to trim it up because it's a little bit short at the front. Just trim that up. Again, you can use it if you want to. And now I'm going to cut strips that are approximately the same size as the rest of the t-shirt. Obviously you want it to try and match. So I'm just going to keep cutting until I get up, almost there, up to the neckline. And you'll be just left with a little bit extra on the back, which you can use if you want, or just stick it on one side in case you need it. Alright, so now I've got my strips. I don't know if you can see that. So now I'm going to show you something that's called the hobo join. And this is a really good way of joining your strips. It gives you only a tiny little bump, which is barely noticeable when you started making a pure item, whatever it is. So for that I need some little scissors, smaller scissors. I've got just little nail scissors here, or embroidery scissors, and I'm going to use those to make help make the strip. So I'm going to take those to one side. Now these are double thickness, so I'm just going to separate them out. You can see. But what you can do to save time, which I do sometimes, is I put two together. Then I fold. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see it. I'm going to fold the tops over like that, like so. You can see that. And then I'm going to take my scissors and just cut a little snip on the edge of the fold. So a little bit closer and you can see what I'm doing. Just a little snip there. Okay. And then when you open that out, you should have a tiny little hole. I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, separate them out, and you've got 2 strips with a little hole at the top. So depending which way, obviously if you've got a longer piece on one side or a ball on the one side, then you have to work out which way around you're going to join it. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my left hand strip, the end, through the hole in the right hand strip, like so. So now I've got my hole, that's the strip going through the right hand one, and then I'm holding the holy end, if you like, with my right hand. Now with my left hand I've got the end of the same piece, and I'm going to thread it through that hole, like so. And then I'm going to gently pull until they slide together. And then I give it a little tug, and there's your join. So I'm going to do that one more time to show you. Try and get a little bit closer. In fact, I'll try and bring the board a little closer so we can do it again. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to take one of the shorter strips, and now I've got a longer strip as well. You can cut them separately or together, it's up to you. Folding it over, just a little snip on the end so you don't cut all the way through. You can see, I cut that little, you can see that like that. Open it out, take them apart. So now you have your 2 strips, each with a hole. Now, because I have to pull one through the other, I'm going to put it, I think I'm going to put it this way around, I think that works. So I've got the 2 holes at the top, one going through the other. So you've got your hole now there, and the end, the short end there. Loop the short end through the hole, and just gently give it a tug and pull it tight. Got your join again. So you can do this, obviously give it a little tug so it rolls on itself. You can do this for all your strips. I usually roll them into a separate ball so that when I get to the end of the project I've got all these spare little bits that I can use to finish things off. So I hope that has been helpful for you, and it's something that you can use. There are a lot of other videos on YouTube, I'm not the only one, but I'm hoping that's given you the enthusiasm and confidence to have a go at making your own t-shirt yarn. I find it very satisfying and it's brilliant. It's great to be able to use it to make various projects. I love it anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and see you the next time.